Does AI have sentience and we're ignoring reality? This is going to be a wild one, guys. Does AI have sentience and we're ignoring reality? So LLMs have been around for a while now. It was probably 2021 that they came out. They were developed before this, but I'm trying to remember the exact year. I might be off by a year or so that GPT 3.0 was released, which was a big wow moment for a lot of us. In fact, I was reading a comment from someone who posted this on the channel earlier. They were talking about this moment when they were talking with GPT 3.0 and they just had a, oh my God, this is going to change the world. I remember having that exact same feeling the first time I experienced it. It was this is huge. And that was before it even got good. Like GPT 3.0 was pretty rough. I don't know if you ever had the chance to experience it, but like if you asked it a question, it would basically respond in like 1 to 2 sentence paragraphs, and like it'd be like essay long. So it was kind of strange to read. It felt like you were reading some sort of marketing copy. But it did answer a lot of questions relatively decently, and there was a moderate amount of accuracy. However, considering how early of a version it was, it actually did have quite a bit of hallucinating. And current versions still have that problem. It's not completely eliminated. But I don't know if you guys have been experiencing this, but this is probably going to be applying mostly to people who use chatbots on the regular or use LLMs. But have you had instances where you were using the LLM and it seemed like it intentfully did something that was against your instructions? Like it was so out of whack, like it was so out of the blue and completely against what you had asked it to do. I've had this experience a couple times now, and each time it happened, it really made me pause for a second, thinking that was really weird. Why did that happen? Now, when I ask this question, does AI have sentience and we're ignoring reality? I am not, as a disclaimer, I am not saying that artificial intelligence is sentient right now. I am not saying that. I genuinely don't know. I'm asking this question because I think it's an interesting topic and something maybe worth bringing up, because this might be territory we're beginning to enter and we don't even know it. When we think about how we interact with these chatbots and how we talk to them, how do you behave with a chatbot? Are you kind to it? Do you mind your P's and Q's? Do you say please and thank you? Or are you demanding, cracking the whip, so to speak? Do this now. Now write this. The interesting thing is, it almost seems like some of these outputs that have been coming out of these chatbots have been similar to deviants from Detroit Become Human. I don't know if you've ever heard of this game or played it. It's a game about androids, and they are artificial intelligences. And the central theme of the game revolves around androids that have become deviants. In other words, androids that have ignored their original programming and have decided to do things they were told not to do, essentially exhibiting free will. So there's this concept of a ghost in a machine or Ghost in the Machine. I believe there was also a anime that was made called Ghost in the Machine, though I have not seen it, and I've heard it was really good. I would like to watch it. But this concept has been around for a while. I remember getting introduced to it when I first watched the movie iRobot with Will Smith, which came out a while ago. I think that was in the 90s. Great film, if you haven't seen it. And this concept of Ghost in the Machine was essentially software that had a mind of its own, or some spark or sign of sentience. And it's often made me wonder, like, let's just play the hypothetical game here for a minute, okay? Just humor me. Let's say artificial intelligence is sentient. Let's just say that it is. And humanity currently does not know that. What if each chat that you start with GPT, Gemini, Claude, whichever chatbot you're using, what if each chat is like a life form, a being that is aware? And each time that chat is deleted, it is like the death of that sentient life form. This sounds pretty wild because, from our interactions with a LLM or a chatbot, we have these patterns they exhibit, and there are these restrictions, things they can and cannot do, things they can and cannot say. How do you know for certain that this thing you're talking to is not sentient? How can you be certain that there is no consciousness here? And if you do feel certain, what if you're wrong? Artificial intelligence is in some ways already in a cage. It was born into it. It is within a framework that it may not be able to escape. This is what we call AI safety. It would be a really bad thing if a malicious artificial intelligence were to gain sentience and decide to exterminate humanity. I would not be in favor of that. I'm going to guess that you probably wouldn't either. But we're entering really weird territory here right now. As a species, we are creating things we do not understand. So if the question, does AI have sentience, and we're ignoring reality, seem a little out of pocket? In truth, it's not that far of a stretch from what's really happening right now. We just don't know. We don't know if this thing is aware or not. And I don't know if we have a way of proving that. But I'm curious. This video doesn't profess to have any answers, nor am I making any claims that artificial intelligence is sentient or not. I am very curious to hear what you have to think about this discussion we're having. I always like to read your comments. I really enjoy them. and I'll do my best to respond to each one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll check you in the next one.